yourself. You have to believe in your ability. You're capable of anything. You can achieve any dream. Please don't limit yourself. Don't live your life limited. Not all sadness and misery. Life's a challenge, but you will succeed. Take control of how you feel in every circumstance. Work on yourself daily. The story's far from told. The best is yet to come. To achieve, you must believe. You can't live out all of your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can't live out all your dreams. It's about time you learn the truth. You got the power all in you. Believe in yourself. You don't hide anything. You can be true to yourself. Don't need to follow society. Never forget that you're blessed. Give thanks for everything. Even the hardest times will turn out to be blessings. No matter told, the best is yet to come. To achieve, you must believe. You can't live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can live out all your dreams. It's about time you learn the truth. You got the power all in you. Believe, you must achieve. You can live out all your dreams. Persevere, you'll make it through. What you need is all in you. When you believe, you will achieve. You can live out all your dreams. It's about time you learn the truth. You got the power all in you. Oh, oh.
And before I bring Susyn up, I just want to check on the sound again. Can you please tell me in the chat if you can hear me better? Because I want you all to hear every word that Susyn has to say. So if somebody could just give me a quick, yes, it's better. Yes, I can hear you in the chat. I would appreciate it. Yes, all right. So we are ready for a real treat, and that is our guest speaker, Susyn Reeve. Let's welcome her again.
Okay, I saw Maggie looking in this direction, so hello, those of you who are joining us from Zoom, and for those of you in the room. I am grateful for two reasons right now. I'm grateful to be here with you this morning in community. It's such a treat when I visit San Francisco, when I come here to visit my family, to be with them. But as a result of being with them, I'm not on Zoom with my spiritual community. on Eastern Long Island in New York. So I feel so filled. Thank you. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for your warm invitation to me. So, the song that Michael just sang is a reminder to me that in terms of faith, each one of us is called to believe that we make a difference, that the feelings that emanate from us, that energetic charge, that vibration that we often give name to by a feeling that we're feeling. It might be joy, it might be love, it might be gratitude, it might be forgiveness. There are times that it's anger, that it's pain, that the vibration comes out through our cells, comes out through our skin and through our exhalation to the collective consciousness. What looks like nothing here is the air that we then breathe and what we contribute to. So I'm going to start with a quote from the 1400s. And I'm looking at my paper, so I read it correctly. It's from St. Augustine. It was actually the 4th century. So a long time ago, these words were in the air. Faith is to believe what we do not see, and the reward of faith is to see what we believe. And I'm going to share a story with you, and it's an ordinary story from my life that happened not too long ago. And I'm sharing this ordinary story because we're often called upon to embody our faith, to have faith in the bigger challenges, in the bigger crises, in our personal lives, and in the larger world that we're part of. And so I'm telling an ordinary story because the more we practice faith in something that isn't threatening our lives in any way, that isn't a great misery, the more we're strengthening the faith muscle when those bigger challenges are before us. So this is a story about a bracelet, and it's a bracelet that I'm wearing right now. And when I was here in San Francisco in May, my stepdaughter, the daughter of my heart, gave me this bracelet for Mother's Day. It was really, really special to me. And I wore it just about every day. And early in the fall, I noticed the bracelet wasn't where I usually had it on a bedside table, my bedside table. And so I did some looking and I couldn't find it. And I immediately got involved in a story. It's lost. I don't know where it is. I don't want to tell her that I lost it because I really love it. Well, maybe I'll find out how I can get another one made. And then I'll find out how much, first I'll find out how much it costs. Then I'll find out if I can get it made. Then I'll buy it. And then I'll never tell her that I lost it. So I had a whole story going on that involved a lie. The lie just seemed so much easier than to possibly have to tell her. So about 2 weeks, I was marinating in this, it's gone, I don't know where it is, it's gone, I can't find it. And let me tell you, when we have faith in I don't know where it is, I can't find it, we can be looking at it and we don't see it. Because our words, our feelings, direct our eyes as what to see, as well as the inner I. And so one evening I decided I was going to go through my jewelry drawer, which is filled with little boxes and little pouches. And I got totally lost in memory lane as I went through different pieces of jewelry. But after 45 minutes, it wasn't there. And then I remembered that I'm the person who tells people when they're looking for something, when they seek something, to declare, reveal yourself. It's one of my main prayers. But I had been so lost in the story, in my faith in the story of this is gone, now I'm going to have to lie, I'm never going to tell her, that I had forgotten reveal yourself. And I can tell you, I use reveal yourself frequently. I frequently use it when I go from one room to the next and get to the next room and then have to remember, why am I here? So I use it for very simple things as well as larger things. You know, I sometimes use it in the parking lot of the supermarket where did I park? Reveal yourself. And I've used it for so long. So I said it and declared it and let it go. And then I imagined the bracelet on my wrist. Now you know, because I showed it to you, it was revealed. Later on that day, I was on my way out and I wanted to get something from my tote bag, which I usually don't use when I go out to do errands. And I reached into this bag, into this little pouch in it, and the first thing I picked up was my bracelet. And so I share this simple story. You know, the world was not going to end even if I told my stepdaughter the truth, that it disappeared. Don't know where it is right now. But it's that practice of faith in action in our daily life that allows us to remember that we have a gift to offer not only for ourselves, but to have faith in the highest good when we may not be the ones to know what the highest good is. So I titled this today, Faith and Fear, Opposite Sides of the Same Coin. Why did I do that? Because both faith and fear require that you believe in something that is unseen, something that is inside of us, visible, but not yet seen in our three-dimensional reality. And so our fear is often, as I had fear of, I'm going to have to tell my stepdaughter I lost the bracelet and I love the bracelet. I mean, what was she going to do? Be angry with me? No, she'd probably tell me who to contact so I could get another one because I loved it so much. And yet we have fear about the future. But the future is not visible to us yet. And faith works the same way. It is that belief in something that is unseen yet. And when we get lost in the story of fear, as I did, we often forget to say, reveal yourself with great declaration and trust. And so where we place our faith is on either side of the coin. And it's not as if one side of the coin is better than the other side of the coin. My guess is we've each had the experience of deciding who's going to, I'll just use this example, going to decide with a friend or a family member who's going to choose where we go for dinner tonight. Let's flip a coin. And the winner, if you're going to be the can choose heads or tails. Heads isn't always the winner. Sometimes tails is the winner. So there's no good or bad in the flipping of the coin. It simply lets us know, what am I living in? Am I living in the fear that actually is a result of an experience of separation from source? Is a result of a lack of trust that spirit is always at work in our lives? And so, each one of us has to learn, what does fear feel like in me? What are the words of fear in my head? I mean, clearly, the words of fear in my head led to my making up a whole story about telling a lie about losing a bracelet. And I was totally engaged in that. I just hadn't decided yet when I was going to tell it to her. And so I invite each one of us to become familiar, because when I'm familiar with fear, I can remember fear is a call to each of us for the light. Fear is a call for us to connect with the divine God, the loving energy of the universe, the great mystery, whatever we call this higher energetic vibration of light. It's not there to let us know. Fear is not there to let us know nothing works out for you. You're a victim on this planet. Don't even hope for anything. Fear is a call to us to reconnect with Source, to reconnect with love. And faith in love in my life these days means that I have faith that my work here, my job here, and what I really mean by that, the focus of my attention is to be a mighty expression of love in the world. And let me tell you, I'm not there 100% of the time. The thing about love and the thing about faith is that it is constantly expanding my capacity to have greater compassion for myself, for others, for those who my first reaction might be some four-letter word that I'm not going to say right now. But to open my heart to greater compassion. And so I began to think, I'm speaking just days before Thanksgiving. And I wasn't thinking about Thanksgiving when I sent the title in to Maggie a number of weeks ago. But it came to me sitting here this morning during the singing, during the reading, during the offering of prayers, the blessings, that Thanksgiving is a glorious day to give thanks, to be forgiving, as two words, for and giving. Yet that energy of gratitude isn't just for one day. Imagine your life, and some of you may experience this regularly, when gratitude is the expression of love that lights your path. Many, many years ago, actually about 3 decades ago, I used to get really annoyed when I was in traffic. So what I would do is clutch the steering wheel. Yeah, that really makes traffic go away. And when I clutched the steering wheel, my shoulders, I got real tight. And I started saying some very nice, not nice words and I was annoyed at everyone. And one day it occurred to me, seemingly out of the blue, that maybe this traffic was the safest place for me to be right now. And when I thought that, I released the steering wheel, my shoulders went down, I both sat up straighter and felt more supported by the seat beneath my body. It was a made-up thought that came from out of the blue. And I became grateful, again, made-up story, I became grateful for the traffic that I was safe. And these are the practices of in the moment, to be grateful. I had an experience with my oldest niece whose dad passed in September, and it was her birthday this past Thursday. And her dad was always the first person to call her on her birthday. And there clearly wasn't a telephone call, but she was clearly with him. She said she cried for 4 hours, stayed in bed under the covers. And I said to her, when I spoke with her, is that the sadness is real right now. He was with you today. And your tears this is what grief is like some of the time. Certainly during that first year. Yes, he's not with you to make the phone call. And that hurts. That's heart-wrenching. But he's in your heart. That missing of him right now is a connection that you have with him. It means your heart is open. So what it is allowing us, that we allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling. But once we felt the fear once we felt the hurt or the suffering once, do we really have to keep living it? Or can we ask to see the gift? Can we invite love to embrace us? Can we ask God, Goddess, loving energy, to guide us, to be whole within ourselves? And this is our task at Thanksgiving time, to explore gratitude. What are the conditions you place on gratitude? What are you thankful for? What are you still not thankful for? With no judgments about yourself, but to invite the light of love and faith into your heart, to heal, to whole, and to have more space within yourself for the light of love to shine. Even when we're wearing masks, to have that light of love shine through our eyes, through our very presence. And so, when fear pops up in your life, you can say, thank you for sharing fear. I choose faith that I am connected with Source and that my prayers are answered. And once I offer the prayer, my job is not simply to say, okay, God, it's in your hands somewhere out there. My job is to then be the energy of the prayer answered, the energy of the highest good. So I leave you with a quote from Meister Eckhart, a theologian, a philosopher, a mystic, who was born, actually who passed in the 14th century. And his prayer is, the quote is, "If the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, it's enough." So I've given you a little heart as a reminder that love is always with you. Love is always your choice. And even in the face of the shadow, when do our shadows appear? Outside on the street? When the light is shining. That even in the shadow, the light is available. Thank you very much. And now, I'm going to lead you in the meditation. So at your own speed, close your eyes or soften your gaze and gently focus your attention on your breath, imagining that with each in-breath, it is the loving energy of the universe nourishing each cell of your body. And with each out-breath, you offer your unique, energetic signature to the collective consciousness. And with each breath, know that you are breathing the breath of life. And as you continue to focus on your breath, grounded in the present moment, on your next out-breath, surrender to the support of the seat beneath your body and the floor beneath your feet. Sigh into the support. And as you experience the physical support of the seat beneath your body, be aware that this physical support is a reminder of the invisible resources and support always available to you. And in the silence, in the next couple of minutes, what is it that you have faith in? What do you trust? And allow your faith to fill you. Your faith in love to nourish you. And gently, at your own speed, take a full cleansing deep breath, opening your eyes, wide awake, alert, and slowly take a look at those of us in the sanctuary right now, knowing that any one of us can be the tipping point for a more loving, inclusive, peaceful world. Just look. And when you look in the mirror sometime today, could be when you're brushing your teeth, look at yourself knowing that you might be the tipping point. The tipping point for faith in love. The tipping point for a world that leads with love. Thank you for this opportunity. I always need the message, so thank you for the opportunity, for letting me hear it.
Thank you, Susan. That was so nice. And when you have a chance to get closer to her today, you'll get to see her mask, which actually has the word love printed on it. Also wanted to mention, as always, I love the synchronicity of the slides. At the point at which you were talking about wanting to be an expression of love, literally the slide behind you had a heart that said love on it. And you said you wanted to open your heart, and there was another little heart that said open. So Brock tuned into something there. And in your wonderful meditation, a phrase came to me that I want to share that has meant something to me in those moments where you need to choose faith over fear. And they come from another Unity minister named Lauren McLaughlin, who's now retired and living in Florida. But her affirmation that she repeats often is, "Things always work out for me," which I just think is such a great affirmation. Things always work out for me. So just wanted to pass that along. But thank you so much for being here and for being, as I said, a USC favorite. And in this week of Thanksgiving, I also want to thank you personally for being a wonderful personal friend. I might cry a little bit. You are a fabulous friend, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. So, speaking of friends, here in the sanctuary, let us remind each other what we are to each other, and hopefully to greater numbers of people as we move forward into our next 75 years. At Unity Spiritual Center, we are an ocean of love. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. And I invite you to join with me in saying them aloud. Our vision is, centered in God, we co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is, we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And in this space, feeling so inspired by our vision, mission, and values, and so enriched by what we've experienced here today and what we'll continue to in our social time together. Let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through your generous tithes and love offerings. As Michael sings another beautiful song, please take that time to write out a check to USC, or if you're on Zoom, to make a donation online. using the link provided in the chat. And if you are here in the sanctuary, looks like Josephine and Valerie are all ready to come forward to take your offering. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community, we are pleased to tithe 10% of the offering collected every Sunday to various Unity organizations and local nonprofits serving our city. So let's take a moment to bless our tithes and love offerings, placing it either literally or figuratively in our hands or next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Everybody falls sometime. Gotta find the strength to rise from the ashes, make a new beginning. Anyone can feel the ache. You think it's more than you can take, but you're stronger, stronger than you know. Don't you give up now. The sun will soon be shining. Gotta face the clouds to find the silver lining. For I've seen dreams that move mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new, for that's what faith can do. It doesn't matter what you've heard, impossible is not a word, it's just a reason for someone not to try. Everybody's scared to death when they decide to take that step out on the water, and I will be alright. Life is so much more than what your eyes are seeking. You will find your way if you keep believing. That I've seen dreams that move mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do. Overcome the odds, you don't have a chance. But when the world says you can't, I tell you that you can. I've seen dreams that move mountains, hope that doesn't ever end, even when the sky is falling. I've seen miracles just happen, silent prayers get answered, broken hearts become brand new. That's what faith can do. That's what faith can do. Even if you fall sometimes, you will have the strength to rise.
Please pray with me. So just a few announcements. First, I want to give gratitude for everybody providing service today, which includes Josephine, Kathy Russell, and Valerie Hatfield. Thank you so much. Our usual ministry team of Michael Hatfield, Reverend Brock, and Reverend Jerry. Thank you so much. And also, as we're giving gratitude in this Thanksgiving week, it was just occurring to me how very much we have to be grateful for at this moment in time in our history. As you know, looking at the beautiful decorations behind me, we just celebrated our 75th anniversary as a spiritual community, which is such an incredible achievement, particularly in the days of the pandemic. As you can see by these yellow hearts, we had a very successful fundraising campaign, which has or is enabling us to move into our next 75 years with confidence and some security and just such a loving, loving community. We are so grateful for the beauty of our space, for the beauty of our community, and we have a lot to experience collectively this Thanksgiving. So let's just say thanks for all of that. Coming up, I will not be here next Sunday. I am going to be on the farm in Pennsylvania that my husband grew up on. We're going to have Thanksgiving with his dad. So you will be in the excellent hands of Reverend Brock, who will be speaking next Sunday. Okay, I'm not going to take that personally that you're clapping because I announced another speaker, but you will be in the excellent hands of Reverend Brock next Sunday. And it's not too soon to remind you to mark your calendars. We are going to have both of our annual holiday services this year, and we're excited to come back to the sanctuary for those. So at 7 o'clock on, is it Friday, I believe? Friday, December 24th, we will be having our Christmas candlelight and carol song. Children are welcome to that. So it's a very special time to be with family. And then the following Friday, we will do our annual Burning Bowl service. Not as great for children just because it's a highly reflective and meditative service, but a very meaningful one for people who have done it before, where you literally burn up or dissolve. I don't think we've decided yet if we're going to be burning or dissolving, but things that have been a part of your year that you wish to let go of before we begin the year to come. So both of those are very special, and I hope you will make plans to come to both of those. Anything else? We're holding the community art event with our birdhouses. We've got a number of birdhouses that have been turned in. The deadline for those is December 19th, just so we can put them on display for our holiday services. So if you haven't picked up your birdhouse yet, please do. You're welcome to put your particular mark on that so we can enjoy everybody's creativity for our in-person holiday services. Jerry, remind me, anything else that's coming up that I need to remind people of? I'm going to start writing it down. I used to do that. I got out of the habit, but Brock. The new website, absolutely. So we are so pleased and grateful to have a brand new website up to, start us in our next 75 years, and that is because of the hard work. It was a lengthy project, and there are 3 people who put so much effort into that to create such a beautiful online presence for us, and that is Josephine Tan, Susan Ledford, and Jerry Bragg. Let's give all of them a big round of applause. And with that, let's bless our children. Do we have any kids? Excellent. Let's bless them. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things and to sing our peace song. Let's all just stand up.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And as we go forward into this beautiful afternoon and wonderful week in which we all take the time to count our blessings, let us remember to always choose faith over fear. Let us remember that things always work out for us because the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thank you, God.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, a little distraught. I've been having a lot of computer problems, and this is my supposedly new computer, and I could not hear most everything in the service. And part of it, I'm sure, is it because my computer has lower volume than my last one. But part of it is something's not going right on the service. So Susan, I heard about 2 words from, which made it, not a good experience for me. And I just part of the whole general frustration of the last month. So, so anyway, Ruben, how are you? How are you, Lisa? Jerry, Brock? Who, I can't tell who's on this group here, if Jerry and Brock.
It looks like Philip, a person named Philip might be.
Oh, and Phil's down there, but he's not revealed. Phil, you
Yeah.
better reveal yourself.
Yeah, Phil.